Hi everyone, Kuuibo1207, fantasticmakeup.com. We're going to be doing this look in this tutorial. I was inspired to call it Clear Waters because it kind of makes me think of the crystal blue clear waters that you see in the Bahamas or in Jamaica, or all those nice tropical places that you always want to go and visit. First things first, you want to start with your primer. I applied it all over my lid and along my lower lash line. The first step as far as eyeshadow is concerned, I used this color is called Sea Turtle. It's by Yaby Cosmetics, and it actually came in their Pearl Paints palette. But I used a low Cornell brush, and I just really packed the color onto the brush, and then, as you can see there, I only applied it to the inside area of my lid. I tried to make sure to avoid going into my outer or inner corners, as well as going into my crease. I then took a smudger brush, a mini smudger brush, and applied the same color to the inner third of my lower lash line. Now the next color here, this color for some reason is called Broccoli Heaven. I don't know why, but whatever, it's a pretty color, so just disregard the name of it. But it's also from Yaby Cosmetics, but it's from a different palette. It's from their Something Bright palette. But what you want to do, you can use the same brush that you used for the first step when you applied Sea Turtle. But what you're going to do is just take the brush along with Broccoli Heaven and apply it to basically everywhere else. Outer corner, inner corner, and crease of your eye. And once you get them applied to those three areas, blend lightly. Just lightly. Blend it in with the Sea Turtle color. You don't want to do too much blending because you'll kind of lose the definition effect that we're trying to go for with this color. Now this step is really optional, depending on how well you blended it when you first put the Broccoli Heaven on. But if you like, just take a nice fluffy blender brush and just kind of soften up any edges outside of your crease that might be too harsh. Now I went in with a mini smudger brush and took the Broccoli Heaven and kind of placed it more directly where I wanted the blue to be more defined. As you can see, the definition between Sea Turtle and Broccoli Heaven is actually starting to pop out a bit more. With the same mini smudger brush, I also did the same thing on my lower lash line. I applied the Broccoli Heaven to the outer and inner corners, and then blended it in with Sea Turtle in the middle. At this point I was a little bit unhappy with the green. I thought the blue and the green kind of blended too well because they were both so sparkly. So I just reapplied the Sea Turtle a bit, and then I went in with a fluffer brush with a different color. This one is actually called Deep Sage, and I very lightly applied it just to my outer corner, blended it into my crease, and then did a very light bit on the inner corner, not too much. But as you can see with the application of Deep Sage, it actually really helped to create that definition more between the highlight on my lid versus the darker color and the contrast in the corners and in the crease. So I also applied the Deep Sage 2 also to the inner and outer corner of my lower lash line and then blended it in. And that's pretty much the eyeshadow in a nutshell. From there I went on to line my eyes. I used MAC Cosmetics Blacktrack Fluidline liner. I lined my entire upper lash line. My lower lash line I only lined 2/3 of the way about. If you have smaller eyes, that's usually the trick that you want to do for making your eyes look bigger. Do not line your entire eye and do not line your waterline. That will make your eyes look smaller. Do as I say, not as I do, because right now I'm, as you can see, lining my waterline. But I have larger eyes, so that's actually something important to remember. And also, don't just line just your lower lash line. That makes you look scary. You need to line your upper lash line too. Once my eyes were pretty much done. Other than the highlight and my brows, I started to apply my face makeup. This is usually the routine that I do whenever I do a full face of makeup. I'll do my eyeshadow first and then do my face. So here I'm applying some concealer. I used Bobbi Brown Corrector Concealer. The color I used was light peach. And then I went on to my foundation, which right now I actually need to get a new one. But this color is NC30 and it's Max Select SPF 15. I'm actually despising this foundation right now because it's not working with my moisturizing routine. And I need to look into getting a new foundation, so don't hate me too much on this. I do still contour the old school style. I don't do any of the fancy non-baking or whatever the new trends are. I've always contoured my face this way. I do need a new contour color, but that's neither here nor there. For blush, I still use MAC Cosmetics Nuance. It was a color that came out limited edition years ago, and when it came out, I absolutely fell in love with it and bought 6 or 7 different 6 or 7 compacts of the same color because I wanted to make sure that I had this color to last me, and I am now finally on my last one, and it saddens me. Actually, I just opened it up for this tutorial. So my full face is on, and now at this point, that's when I went through and started to fill in my brows, and then apply my eyeshadow highlight. My highlight that I'm using is from Too Faced Cosmetics from their chocolate bar palette, and it's actually the white chocolate color. So if you have that one, I love that color. Use that as my regular highlight on a daily basis now. Or rather, a regular basis whenever I actually do a full face of makeup. So for my lip color, I used a lip liner that I actually got in, I think it was either Etsy or it was Sephora Play, but it's from Tarte Cosmetics. It's their little Tartiest lip liner. I'm not sure of the color though. I can't seem to tell it on here. I see an SE11, so we'll take a look at that. But basically, all I did was really just line my lips with it. This was the only thing I used for my lip color. I didn't use lipstick or anything. I just used this color, lined my lips, and then once my lips were lined all the way around, I went in and only lightly filled them in, mostly on the inner corners, or I guess the outer corners of your mouth. Filled them in on the outer corners of my mouth and then kind of I guess faded it in, kind of like an ombre lining effect on my lips. So once that was done, I then applied Hard Candy's Plexiglass Glossy Lip Shine. And the name of the color is I Want Candy. If you have a lip brush, by all means apply it with a lip brush. I just used my finger. I don't like using the applicator that it comes with. They're very rubbery to me, and I find stick to my lips, even though the gloss is supposed to not make it sticky. Anyways, that's it. That's the look. I thank you guys for hanging around and toughing it through this one with me. A bit rusty there, but it won't take me long to get back into the swing of things. So like, comment, subscribe, share, and keep staying tuned for more makeup tutorials. In case you missed it, you can check out my comeback announcement video, where I like to show and tell stuff. Whee! There we go. Yeah, thanks guys.